What is good, y'all? What is good, y'all? Let's get it. It's your boy Simple Manifesting. We in here today. I'm about to teach y'all about the law of assumption, what it is, breaking it down in the most simple way as I do on my TikTok, but y'all been telling me to start a YouTube. So here's my first YouTube with my face in it. I had dropped some subliminals for y'all, but I'm about to get consistent on here and really get y'all mind right and really just start dominating this shit. Cause bro, I'm telling y'all, I got a lot of knowledge for y'all on how to apply this law and how to change your life. So let's hop straight into it. What is the law of assumption? The law of assumption is a spiritual law that states whatever you assume to be true, if persisted in, will harden into fact. So I'm gonna break that down section by section, as in what that means and how to apply that to your life. So the first part of this quote says, whatever you assume to be true. This is whatever you think to be true, whatever you feel on a subconscious level, whatever you constantly imagine, whatever thoughts you're dominantly entertaining are what manifests if persisted in. So let's talk about what persistence is. I had to bring up my laptop because I wanted to get real technical with y'all. I just saw 111. I'm not usually into angel numbers, but I'm gonna just take that as a sign that I'm on the right path. So what is persistence? Persistence is firm or obstinate continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. Let me read that again. Persistence is firm or obstinate continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. This is where a lot of people start to think that this law does not work. They miss out on the biggest part, if persisted in. Some people think they can just say something or assume something one time and it's gonna happen. Now, it does happen, and I'm gonna tell y'all why later in the video. But first, I'm just talking about people who are new to this. If this is your first time like hearing about the law of assumption, or you've tried the law of assumption and it didn't work, I'm gonna tell you why. It's this persistence part. It's literally the most important part of the entire quote. If persisted in. That means in spite of what you saw, in spite of what came up, you persisted in thinking, feeling, and believing a certain way or a certain thing, specific set of things, whatever it is for you, you feel me? Whether it's about money, whether it's about relationships, whether it's about your career, whatever that is for you. So what does it mean to persist? Like in practical terms. So I'm gonna give y'all an example. A lot of y'all are manifesting a specific person. So what does that mean? When you start manifesting this specific person, you're 9 times out of 10, you're not just gonna say it once and it happens unless your beliefs are in alignment with that, especially if you're new. 9 times out of 10, what happens is you start thinking about this person or start thinking about being with this person. And a lot of y'all, you don't see results in the first day or first 30 minutes. Some of y'all, it's the first 30 seconds and you like, fuck it, I'm out. This shit don't work. No, you need to continue to think, feel, and believe that you are with this person, or that this person will be with you or will be with you very soon, or believe that it's happening now until it happens. And that's the last part. You have to persist until it happens, until it hardens into fact. And I'm telling y'all, the best way to do this is start thinking in the future. And what I mean by that is like, when you think of this person or this thing, it's like, yes, right now, your 5 senses may deny that this is a well-known fact in your life. But what's going to happen is when you start thinking in the future, you're now drawing, even though the future, let me rewind this. The future is a concept, first off, because time isn't real. But when you start thinking, how would I want my life to be 3 days from now, 7 days from now, 30 days from now, 3 months from now? Because your thoughts are always showing you where you are in your state of being. What kind of thoughts could you think consistently? What kind of beliefs could you have on a consistent day-to-day level to where you wake up a month from now and you're happy that you were thinking this way? You're happy that you put in the mental work to have or to be whatever the fuck you want to be, or have whatever the fuck you want to have. That's pretty much how persistence is going to work. You're going to persist. You're going to keep doing the process, which is changing your thoughts, changing your concept of who you are in relation to whether it's a person, like I said, or relation to money, relation to how people see you. You're going to persist in that process until it hardens into fact, until this is a well-known fact. Like, It's more of a fact than the fact that I'm black. And that was a bar. But yeah. And let's talk about, lastly, I'm gonna talk about the hardening into fact. Like, a lot of people ask, how does something manifest, or how long does it take, or when is it gonna happen? The truth is, you will never know how, because that's not your job. And the when, if you focus on when, you're essentially affirming that it's not here yet. So I feel like those are the two biggest manifestation sins or law of assumption sins when it comes to like consciously applying this law. The two biggest sins are going to be worrying about when and worrying about how. You could never orchestrate how perfect the how is going to be. You could never orchestrate it yourself. I'm telling y'all from experience, when I've manifested certain things, how it's came to be, I could never in a million years have orchestrated how perfect it was. And the win has happened a lot faster when I decided, okay, I'm committing to this process. Not only that, but I'm deciding that this is what I'm having. So I don't care how long it takes. And that's usually when I start to see instant manifestations, because I'm not worried about when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. I'm just focused on, if this money, I'm focused on, okay, I'm making this amount a day. I'm having this many clients a day. My business is jumping. My business is booming. Like, my money is constantly improving. If it's a person, I'm like, okay, I'm with this person. They treat me this way. We're perfect together. I'm not worrying about when or how it's going to happen. And for me, that's when I've seen some of the quickest manifestations, because you're fully living in the end. When you're fully living in the end, and living in the end means to fully embody that version of yourself that has that desire or is that person that you want to be. When you're fully living in that, I'm telling y'all, that's what quantum leaping is. You're fully embodying this version of you that has that thing or is doing what you want to be doing. So when you start doing that, you'll start seeing manifestations pop up left and right, because you're already fully embodying it. You're not allowing these opposite thoughts. You're not allowing these circumstances to define what you're going to have or who you're going to be, because you're already deciding and you're committing to the process of, this is who I am, fuck what's happening out there. And when I say fuck what's happening out there, people talk about the 3D and ignoring the 3D. All ignoring the 3D means is, okay, I see the circumstance, but that doesn't define me. It doesn't mean you see the circumstance and act like it didn't happen. That's delusional. Once you do that, you're being delusional. When people talk about ignoring the 3D, all it means is to like literally fully embody who it is that you are. If you had this manifestation, or you were who you want to be, and you're not letting circumstances or opposite thoughts come up and knock you off that course of persistence. Because I'm telling y'all, persistence is the number one key when it comes to manifesting. And let me talk about one more thing with persistence. Persistence also means repetition of thought. Persistence means repetition of the new thought, which is where affirmations come into play. Like, and let me tell y'all, let me backtrack. Affirmations and repetition go hand in hand, but affirmations, I'm gonna tell y'all what affirmations are not. Affirmations are not some magical thought or some magical saying that you say it and then everything just gonna magically shift. That's not what it is. Or it's not some magic pill that's you say it one time, it's gonna fix all your problems. That's not what affirmations are. Affirmations are your new thoughts. It's not a technique either. Doing affirmations is not a technique. That's where a lot of y'all fail with manifestation, because y'all think affirmations are a technique, or repeating the affirmations are a technique. It's not a technique. And if you don't believe me, before you try to consciously manifest anything, start observing your thoughts and how you naturally dwell on things, and then start looking at what's happening in my life in relation to my thoughts. And then you'll start to see what I mean by affirmations are your thoughts. It's not a technique, and repeating them is not a technique. Affirmations to me are, when you consciously write them or you consciously like say them out loud, it's helping you anchor in a new belief system or a new thought, but it's not a technique. It's like, affirmations are not a technique. You have to become this person. Like, you have to fully embody this person who has that manifestation, who has the car, the money, the person. Like, you become that person. And affirmations literally are not a technique. It's you embodying this new version of you. But like, in a nutshell, that's what law of assumption is. It's whatever you assume to be true, if persisted in, will harden into fact. So whatever you think consistently, whatever you think repetitively, whatever you're affirming in your mind, whatever your dominant thoughts are in your mind, if you persist in them, if you continue to think a certain way. So if you continue to think a certain way, if you continue to believe something about someone or a certain subject, it's going to show up in your reality. And the law of assumption is indifferent. That's another thing I wanted to say about this. It is indifferent. It's not like, oh, you find out about the law of assumption and now all of a sudden you think everything is just going to fall into your lap. That's not what it is. It's indifferent. So whether you're constantly thinking bad things or you're constantly thinking good things, it's going to show up in your life. Point blank, period, because you're persisting in it. That's, like I said, that's the biggest key with law of assumption. It's going to be persistence. And a lot of times, persistence or the ability to persist or the inability to persist is going to show you what you actually desire. And that's my experience. Anything I failed to manifest or didn't persist in, all it showed me is I didn't want it, because the things that I really wanted or really wanted to experience or change my life in, I've experienced them because I was like, you know what, no matter what, I'm sticking to the process. I'm committing to the process, no matter what the fuck I see, no matter what thoughts pop up, I'm persisting in this new version of me, this new thought process. So that's really, in a nutshell, like I said, that's really what the law of assumption is. And how you apply this, this is my, finally, and last but not least, how you apply this, at least how I started to apply this, is I looked at my life, where it is right now, and I say, where do I want to be? Where do I desire to be in my life? And then I say, how does this person or how does this version of me think? What are their dominant thoughts? How do they see themselves in relation to this subject or this person? You feel me? And then I wrote it down. And you do that, you write a couple affirmations. This is where applying and using affirmations is actually gonna come in handy. Write out a couple affirmations. Write out a couple affirmations that imply that you are this person or you have this thing. And like I said before, it's not a technique. So please don't view this as, oh, I'm doing this as a technique. Once you write it, like writing the affirmations down, like I said, they're anchors. They help you anchor into this state of being. So once you write your affirmations down of who you want to be and the lifestyle you want to have, from that point on, you commit to being, thinking, and believing that you are this person now. And that's really, and you persist in that. Like I said, persistence is the number one key. You persist in that, and then you'll start to see your life shift. And I'm not going to put a time frame on it because a lot of y'all ask me a time frame and y'all think, if I don't manifest it in the same amount of time he did or the same amount of time that this person did, it don't work. It's different for everybody. Fully embody that version of you, no matter what the fuck you see. And I promise you, you're going to get results because it's a law. And that's the last thing I want to talk about. This is not, the law of assumption is not a technique. It's not some instant oatmeal kind of fix. It's not some magical snap your fingers, do your step, and everything is all good. No. It's a spiritual law. The word law in this context means a statement of fact. This is a spiritual statement of fact. You cannot get around this. You cannot do this for your desire, get it, and then just think, oh, I'm good now. Or, it's a spiritual statement of fact. Whatever you persist in, whatever you assume to be true, if persisted in, will harden into fact. There's no way around it. So whether it's good or bad, that's how the law goes. I intend, and I know that this helped y'all. I'm gonna be dropping more videos soon. going more in depth on these subjects, keeping it lit with y'all, keeping it simple. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I ain't even gonna tell y'all to hit the like button because I know you already hit it. So, and I know you already hit subscribe because I'm your boy. You feel me? But that's the law of assumption in a nutshell. Y'all can comment below or DM me on Instagram about what other subjects y'all want me to cover, and I'm gonna try my best to get back to y'all because I do get a lot of DMs. I do get a lot of new clients, so go ahead, do that for your boy. And I'm gonna try my best to answer y'all questions. Not even try my best. I know I'm gonna answer y'all questions, and I'm gonna help y'all improve y'all life. We on this journey together, so let's fucking get it. We out.